Right. So this is also another bike I recently added to my collection about a month ago. It's a 2015 Honda pcx150. This bike was kind of just a strange opportunity that just kind of presented itself, and I just couldn't pass it up. I'll leave it at that, but I fell in love with the looks of it mostly, and so I decided to take a chance and buy it. You know, it also primarily shares roles with my Z125 as a commuter, but I'll be honest with you, I took this bike on a group ride. I actually put up a video about a week ago, and it really did fantastic. I mean, I don't know how they get this much out of a 150. I'll put it to you like that, because this bike gets up to 65 and 70 miles an hour with relative ease. That being said, it is listed as freeway legal, and my recommendation to you is if you plan to ride on the freeway, not to buy this bike, because yes, it will go 70 miles an hour, but yes, it weighs around 300 pounds and you'll get blown off the road. So, you know, it's one of these kind of things where common sense kind of says this bike isn't made for the expressway, but you know, it's a little misleading in my opinion that Honda advertises it as such, because it's not really a good idea on a bike that doesn't weigh very much to be on the interstate. Whether or not you can keep up with the speed, you know, you don't want to get blown over a lane when a semi comes by you either. So but that being said, if you're out on surface streets where the speed limits are even 60 and 65, this bike will certainly do a fantastic job of keeping up and even run 70. So if that's, you know, you got to look at your needs. The other thing about this bike, this and my Z125, both of these bikes get well over 100 miles per gallon, and I absolutely love that for commuting. Again, you know, simple maintenance. You got the radiator right here on the side of your engine. This bike is liquid cooled. Oil filter is easy to reach. Has screw type valve adjustment, so that it, you know, doing valve adjustments is easy to do. I did add the I did buy the rear rack kit here and add my top case to it because I wanted some extra storage. This bike does, in my opinion though, and let me show you what you get with it standard. I love the lines on this bike. It's just a good looking bike. Let's see here. It does come with an adequate amount of storage though. So you access your seat. If I can get the camera to focus here, your seat and your fuel right here. So, and then it's got a lock for the ignition here. So you pop your fuel door open, that'll open your gas cap down there. Gas cap's in a pretty standard location for a scooter. Pop the down button, that'll open up your seat. I do like the fact that there is a big spring right here that keeps your seat, that kind of pushes your seat open all the way. But you can actually open the seat up all the way to the handlebars, so you don't. So you know, like one of the things on my Silverwing and Bergman is you had a seat that opened it right here, and then you had that doggone hydraulic strut holding it up, and they always fail, you know, and the seats are falling down. So I really like the way they did this design right here. And then you have the big butch spring down here that keeps it up. But yeah, as I mentioned though, you have a lot of storage in here. I don't have the owner's manual for this bike, but it has a storage tray for the owner's manual, your toolkit. Your battery is right in here, so it's nice and easy to access. So certainly can't complain about that. So really, you get a good amount of storage in the bike as it comes. But I did want a little bit extra, and the other thing is I ride my kids on the back. So my trunk case being on the back also doubles as a backrest, because whatever, like my two younger kids, I'm just not that comfortable with them being on the back of a bike without being, you know, a backrest. I mean, it's kind of them kind of things, no matter how many times you tell them to hold on, if you had to take off suddenly or something, they may not be as attentive as you'd like. So, you know, you do get the passenger hand grips under here, and they're pretty comfortable to use, or at least my kids tell me they are. It's got standard motorcycle passenger foot pegs. They work pretty well. Let's see, let me show you one of my favorite things about this bike is the dash, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. Let's see here. So yeah, as you can see here, you got your odometer. I'll try to get my camera to focus here. You got your odometer, you got your trip meter. There, oh sorry, that's so presently I'm getting 100.7 miles per gallon on this bike. And let's see here, let me see what I'm looking at, sorry. Okay, so my average right now is 105.5 miles per gallon, which that's about what it normally averages. This bike averages between 105 and 110 depending on how you ride it. If you're riding at 60 and 70 miles an hour a lot, you're going to be getting around 104, 105. If you're riding at lower speeds, it'll do it to 110 or even more. You know, so it really, the speed you ride greatly affects the gas mileage. Okay, so I apologize. So you got your odometer. So right now I'm just at about 8,000 miles. I bought it with about 6,000 miles. I've ridden about 2,000 miles on it so far. This is your trip meter. So I've gone 100.7 miles and I'm averaging 105.5. So another awesome thing about this bike is the range. You get about 200. I get between 190 and 210 miles per tank before my last bar is blinking down there. This gas gauge measures literally the entire tank. So the downside is if you run it down to your blinking, you really are out of gas. But on the upside, it is nice to actually have a gauge that measures the entire tank. You know, for example, my Z125 up there, you know, it's blinking. I pull over, I put a half a gallon in, or a gallon and a half in, and it has like a 2.1 or 2.3 gallon tank or something. So there's over a half a gallon not being measured. Same on my Silverwing. My Silverwing does that as well. A gallon of gas is not measured by the gauge. You know, it's going crazy, you're out of gas and you've got over a gallon left. So that's kind of a nice thing that they did. But the brakes on this bike are phenomenal. Gas mileage. The whole emergency brake setup thing is weird. So basically you pull in this handle right here and you have to reach down with your other hand and pull this out to keep the emergency brake engaged. It's kind of an awkward thing and it doesn't really seem to work very well in my opinion. Another weird thing on this bike is this. I cannot get this piece of plastic right here. I've taken it apart 2 or 3 times and it always pops right back up within a day or so. I don't know if that's like a known thing on the bike or whether that's just something on this bike, because I did buy this bike used, and as you can see, this side and this side are not laying plush. So I'm guessing it's probably more related to that than somebody else who took the front end apart. I did add this custom windshield. So the windshield you get on this bike sucks, the stock one. It's like right there. It's right there, almost like why even put the windshield on it. So you know, that was an obvious thing I wanted to upgrade right away. But as far as power, brakes, everything on this bike is phenomenal. I love the way it looks. And then my next favorite thing with this bike is the lighting, all LED. And the headlight is incredible. I mean, it doesn't matter how dark of a night it is, man, you can see everything on this. This bike has an awesome headlight. And the rear lighting is the same, all LED, but when you tap your brakes, everything behind you is red. You can see the trees, the road, everything lit up. So I like to be able to be seen at night, especially on a bike. So I really liked it. I love the lighting on this bike. You just, again, for commuting, you cannot go wrong with this bike. You know, Honda reliability, excellent gas mileage. You know, what's not to love about it. So there you go. I just wanted to take a few minutes and show you guys my new bikes. I know a couple people have been asking me in the comments, and I've just been busy and just haven't had enough time to get out here and get this stuff done. But until next time, my friends, ride safe.